through this special radio offer, you can get your very own for just $60. Just mention promo code RADIO. So put on your TV ears and make everyone happy. 800-984-4207. 800-984-4207. 800-984-4207. That's 800-984-4207.
All right, welcome to the show, Picks and Parlays Radio here on the Sports Byline Broadcast Network. I'm your host, Nick Gebra, in for Chelsa Messinger. And, well, as always, we've got a massive show for you today, including our very popular and patented college football rapid fire with Tony Tellez and Craig Trapp. So that'll be the last segment. You want to make sure you stay tuned for that. As always, you can find this show not only on the Sports Byline Broadcast Network and the American Forces Network. If you're serving in our armed forces, you can listen to us on the American Forces Network. But we are also streaming live on YouTube. We are streaming on Twitter and Facebook, all the social media. So put it down, the videos of dogs playing the harmonica, and watch a little Picks and Parlays Radio and make yourself a small fortune. That's how it works. Coming up, we got Chip Chirimbes with Rays at Astros. We're going to clear out these series with the Rays at Astros. We got Hawaii at Boise for some college football. Also, Utah at Oregon. Then we're going to do some NFL picks for you with Sean Higgs, Lions at Packers, Texans at Chiefs, and Cowboys at Jets. And then, of course, we have 7 college football games for your edification in our very last segment. Look, we'd love to hear from you during the show. That's how it works. That's how it works best. And you can comment anywhere you want on any of our social media, whether it's YouTube, Twitter, Facebook, and we'll endeavor to answer your questions or read your comments out during the show. If you'd like to give us a call in the studio, you can do that as well. Once again, the call is free, giving you that extra money in your pocket to make just that extra bet that maybe you wouldn't. The free call is at 800-878-7529. That's 800-878-PLAY. If you don't want to bother figuring out what play is on the dial pad, it's 7529. Those are the topics on the table today. And of course, we'll be joined by our expert handicappers throughout the show, pointing you in the right direction and giving you some of those free picks that you're looking for. And if you want to find more free picks, well, you can find loads of them on our website at picksandparlays.net. We got loads of free picks from all of our star stable of handicappers. And when you're ready, you can kick it up a notch and go for the expert picks. All right, as I mentioned, coming up, we're going to kick it off with some Major League Baseball, then some college football with the superstar right now in terms of wins. Mr. Chip Chirimbes will be joining us after the break. Don't go anywhere. I'll be right back after this.
At 28, I had struggled with opiate and meth addiction for 12 years. I did and said things that the sober me never would have done. One day I realized I was not invincible. I was not exempt. And that's when a friend told me about elite rehab placement. They gave me the tools I needed to get sober, and all it took was the one phone call.
Elite Rehab can help you start to break your addiction problem and get sober in as little as 7 days. And we'll work with your insurance provider to help cover the costs. Plus, we have travel assistance programs to get you here by plane or train. Make this free call right now to learn more. 800-403-5912. 800-403-5912. 800-403-5912. That's 800-403-5912.
Attention to anyone that's written a book or wants to write a book. The process is not that complicated. Take a first step. Even if you write a page a day, you'll build momentum and your book will become a reality. The hard part is getting it published. That's when you need to call Page Publishing. They've got hundreds and hundreds of thank yous from different new authors, just like you. They make the process of publishing your new book and getting it sold online, a simple process. You can learn how simple it is right now by calling for your free Page Publishing New Author Submission Kit. One quick 3-minute phone call, that's all it takes to get free information and learn how you can get your book published. Pick up your phone right now and call us 24 hours a day at this number, 800-603-0885, 800-603-0885, 800-603-0885. That's 800-603-0885.
Message and data rates may apply. Please do not text and drive. See purple.com for terms and conditions.
And now for an important announcement. Do you, or does someone you know, sweat the bed? Do you ever wake up feeling like you've been sleeping on a slip and slide? Sweating the bed is a serious but a common problem that affects your sleep, health, and happiness. Plus, it's just plain gross. But it's not you. It's your mattress. Fortunately, there is a cure. It's called Purple. Purple is the only mattress with a scientifically engineered smart comfort grid. This patented technology is designed to let air flow freely so you sleep cool. Side effects of sleeping on Purple include sleeping better, feeling better, and, well, honestly, smelling better. Try the Purple mattress risk-free for 100 nights and never sweat the bed again. And for a limited time, pick a free Purple product with your mattress purchase by texting SLEEPY to 84888. The coolest sleep of your life and a free Purple product by texting SLEEPY to 84888. That's SLEEPY to 84888.
All right, welcome back to the show, Picks and Parlays Radio, here on the Sports Byline Broadcast Network, also streaming live on YouTube, Twitter, and Facebook. I'm Nick Gieber, your host, in for Chelsa Messinger. By the way, find me on Twitter at Nick Gieber. That is, unsurprisingly, Nickgeber. I'm joined in studio by our star handicapper. Right now, I want to say he is 6th straight in Major League Baseball, Mr. Chip Chirimbes. Chip, how are you doing today?
I'm doing really well. You know, big games are on the line, and that's what I'm known for, coming up in big, crucial situations. And there's none bigger than Game 5 of a 5-game set, and there's none bigger than the 7th game of a World Series. Today, we got an elimination game.
It's the Orange Juice series.
It is.
Isn't it?
We've got, yes, it is, the Minute Maid Park in Tropicana. So, field. So Tampa Bay is going to send, who's made 2 big wins. We had him yesterday as a big win right here. Tyler Glasnow is getting a start for them. And, you know, he was 4-0 in postseason play, Nick, with an 0.55 ERA. Even though he started the Game 1 against Houston, he went 4 solid innings, gave up a walk, and then a home run to Altuve, and they yanked them out of there. So they didn't score any runs that day because Kermit Cole was on the mound. Kermit Cole struck out 15.
Well, one is green, the other is not, right? Yes. Okay.
I guess. He's a Bruin. Or his former Bruin, anyway. 15 Ks, only 4 hits and 7 2/3. Very, very dominating. 12-2 at home. But Nick, the price of this game is just getting off the charts. We're almost 3-1 to the point where now you're getting true odds because this Houston Astro team has won 62 of the last 83 at home. That's 75%. And that's exactly what the ratio you're getting from this game tonight. So it's pretty tough. Tampa needs to win one more game to have 50 wins on the road. Mm-hmm. And once they have 50 wins on the road, they'll have 50 at home, and they will have won 100 games on the season. Maybe numerically it just comes out because they are 15 games over 500 on the road. So I give them a puncher's chance here, Nick. I think they got a chance. It's only 9 innings. It's one game. Yep. Then come out and
like we said, 10 innings, or 12
whatever,
innings.
Right?
I mean, come on, we
said yesterday that stuff happens. Yes. And you saw it happen. Buehler was cruising along fine in the St. Louis game.
And he decided to take that day off.
St. Louis was up before I even got home. I tried to call you, and the game was over. It was in the first inning.
Hey, listen, some interesting stats. Tyler Glasnow struck out 76 batters in 60 innings. That's actually
a great ratio.
That's a really good ratio. Also, you know, if we're looking at what are the total runs on this one, by the way? It says 8, right?
No, I think it's lower than that. I think it's 7.5 at least. And the fact that in some places even had it 7 and you had to lay money made me think that in order to win the under, someone scores 4 runs, it's going to have to be 4-2, and no one can score more than that for the play to stay under. So I think they're really begging you to play the over. Well,
interestingly, I mean, the under is 4-1 in Glasnow's last 5 road starts, and it's also 4-1 in Cole's last 5 starts overall. So a couple little stats there pointing towards
Nick,
the under.
Anytime you've got Cole on the mound, I mean, an under looks like a consideration. I mean,
Yeah.
he won 20 games this year, and there's a good reason for it. The problem with it is that Houston's bats are so live, and they're so powerful, and they have been the most dominant team in baseball the entire season. They can put up runs easily. So he can pitch a shutout, and you can still lose the total as they might win 8-0. But like Nick said, this Tyler Glasnow has been very effective on the road, 4-0, and he is a strikeout artist as well. I think this game has a chance, a real good chance to stay under the total, Nick. Look for a 3-2, 2-1 type game, 4-1, something along those lines.
So you're taking what's the price on the under right now?
Well, I saw 7.5. I would play. You said it was 8. I would play. I would play under as it is, and because of that early 7 I saw, which makes me think they really think the pitchers are going to dominate here.
Okay, all right, sounds good. Let's move to some college football, shall we? We're going to do Hawaii at Boise State and Utah at Oregon State. We've got Pac-12 and a Mountain West matchup. What do you want to start with? You want to start with Hawaii at Boise State?
Okay, let's do that. But we're in the Mountain West. We're out here.
Why not? Yeah, I mean, Boise State, they're 5-0 coming off a 38-13.
But I understand they really don't even play football west of the Mississippi unless you happen to get to Austin. But
well, they don't play my sort of football. But
yeah,
they do
that's
play
for sure.
But Boise 5-0 coming off a 38-13 rout against UNLV. That's Hank Bachmeyer's the quarterback there.
Right.
And Hawaii 4-1. They beat down Nevada. So both the Nevada teams got absolutely spanked last time out by both of these teams. Cole McDonald, the quarterback for Hawaii. Total points I saw on this one was 60.5.
Yeah.
I mean, my goodness, Chip, there's going to be more scoring than Robert Kraft at a massage convention.
Well, I would imagine so with the kind of numbers they've been putting up, both these clubs. Like you said, Cole McDonald's throwing for 1,629 yards in 5 games. He's averaging over 300 yards, obviously, with 17 touchdown passes. You know, they opened the season with a big win at home, and people weren't expecting much. Missouri went in there, and they really pounded that team. I think that Hawaii has a lot of potential to score. 54 they hung on the Wolfpack last week against the University of Nevada. Meanwhile, Boise was sleepwalking through a game against UNLV, and they did cover a 24.5-point number. They won 38-13. And the funny thing about that game, Nick, is that Boise gave up a touchdown with 1 minute and 39 seconds to go, and 17 seconds later they came back and scored for the cover. So anybody that that had the Rebels was heartbroken. But you know, Boise at home has really struggled. I mean, they're 6-2-1 at home in the last 9, and Hawaii on the road has not been known as one of the better plays, Nick. When they go to the mainland, they've always struggled. They're 16-37 away from the mainland in their last 52.
Wow.
That's against the point. So, you know, they have their problems, but we can get through this here with the 2 great quarterbacks, an efficient offense on Boise, and an offense on Hawaii that has proven they can score against anybody. Wow. And that game where they opened the season with 50 points, they had 6 turnovers, and they still scored 50 points. I think Hawaii and Boise, you said it was a really high number at 60.5.
Yeah, that's what I see
if
here.
If it's 28-21 at the half, you won't be thinking so much about that.
No. That's true. But the number one question you have to ask about Hawaii and their quarterback is, does he? Does he?
Does he?
Well, Cole McDonald. Does he own a farm? Okay, never mind. Let's move on to the next one.
I'm telling you, this is like
all right.
over my head.
Pac-12. Let's go to the Pac-12. Utah at Oregon State. Another game with a rather high collection of points on this one at 59.5. Utah 4-1. Last win was over Washington State. Another 38-13 score. We've been having a lot of those. And Oregon State coming off a win against my UCLA Bruins. Interestingly enough, Oregon State have scored 28 or more in 5 straight outings.
Yes, they have, but they're getting off. I mean, they'll be playing the UCLA Bruins, but they're more like the little Cubs nowadays, the way the Bruins play.
You know, do you want to do this again? Do you want me to continue to tell people you're a superstar?
Well, you're right about the scoring 28 or more the last 5 games, and that really, they've are 4-1 against the points this year, the Beavers are, because they're able to put points on the board. They have been perennially known as the bottom feeder in this Pac-12. Utah, again, is probably going to emerge with Washington as one of the top teams in the conference. They're 4-1, both straight up and against the numbers. Losing the game at BYU, where we had the Cougars, took the points and won that one big. Pac-12 is going to struggle. The Pac-12 does not have the type of team that can come in like if Oregon had beaten Auburn. It would give everyone else in the conference credibility. But they just don't have it. They're going to come in here a 14-point favorite against Oregon State, who's much improved. And, you know, Oregon State has covered 4 of the last 5 against this team, Nick. And the only time Utah covered was a 1.5-point favorite at Oregon State and they won that game in overtime. So in regulation, the last 5 times they played, they haven't gotten the money against the Oregon State here. I think the Beavers are to side with the plus points at home.
Well, I was actually looking, it's plus 380 on the money line, actually, if you want to take Oregon State. And, if you like a little gamble, forget the points for a minute.
You guys gamble.
Come on,
I'll just give you the winner.
You give me the winner. All right. And, of course, Chip certainly does it. Chip wins a lot.
Yeah, we do.
Baseball, 6th straight game of the year. Tell us about the game of the year.
Well, on picks and parlays this year, I was the leader almost the entire season, and then you can't go perfect every day, so
right.
you hit your little lull, and now we're back in the groove, shall I say? And everyone log on for the rest of the season, because we have nothing but winners out there. Because Nick, the big games and the big money are on the line, and I'm known as the big game player. So go to picksandparlays.net. Get the full 30-day package, and includes the game of the year, which we have this weekend, and we won the game of the year last week. 15-2 in the last 17, Nick, so we're ready to roll.
Well, if you missed any of Chip's picks in this segment, don't worry. The last segment of the show, I'll recap all the picks from all of our expert handicappers during the show. So if you were going, left my pen, dropped my pen. Yeah. Well, I have one. All right, well, we're going to step aside, take a break. When we come back, let's talk some NFL football with Sean Higgs. You're not going to want to miss this one. In the meantime, check us out on the web, picksandparlays.net. We'll be back in 3 minutes. You stay with us.
It has been said that everyone has a book in them. But do you have the time or the ability to write your book? Maybe you picked up some skills or had a life experience that you want to pass on in the form of a book to help others. Maybe you want to leave an autobiography for your family. Or maybe you've built a successful business and you want to share your story. At Dorrance Publishing Company, we have professional writers who can help turn your book idea into a finished manuscript quickly and affordably. A Dorrance ghostwriter can provide as much or as little help as you need to complete your book. You'll work directly with your ghostwriter to finish your book faster than you ever could on your own. It's easy to become a published author. Call Dorrance now to learn more. 800-485-6003. 800-485-6003. 800-485-6003. Call right now. That number is 800-485-6003.
Not too long ago, it felt good to withdraw your cash from the bank, didn't it? For a vacation or a new car. But today, withdrawing your own cash has become risky. Pat Boone here for Swiss America. According to The Secret War, a new Swiss America white paper, I learned that all banks are now required to spy on you and me for the government, and then report any financial behavior deemed suspicious or unusual. You must read The Secret War. It's free. Truth is, I believe the government's new war against cash is really a war against us all. But the secret is now out. So please, get and read The Secret War.
Pick up your phone and call right now. 800-932-5517. 800-932-5517. 800-932-5517. Once again, that's 800-932-5517.
Are you an active stock market investor? Well, then you know these 3 key words: buy, sell, hold. Those 3 magic words can make or lose you money in the stock market. What if we can show you a time-tested tool that's been helping stock market investors succeed for over 30 years? It's called VectorVest, an amazing system designed to make smart investing easy. The VectorVest system analyzes, sorts, and ranks over 19,000 stocks every day and tells you when to buy, what to buy, and when to sell any stock to maximize your profits in less than 10 minutes a day. And if you call right now, you can test drive our amazing VectorVest system risk-free for 30 days for just $9.95.
800-584-2519. 800-584-2519. 800-584-2519. That's 800-584-2519.
Welcome back to the show, live from Las Vegas. This is picksandparlays.net. I'm your host, Nick Geber, in for Chelsa Messinger. And, well, we had a great segment last time out with Chip Chirimbes talking about baseball and some college football. But now it's time to turn our attention to the NFL side of the game. And joining us from New Jersey is not Bruce Springsteen, sadly. It's actually Sean Higgs. But since it's NFL season, Sean, I'm rebranding you Deshaun Higgs.
Nice. I like it. I like it. Call me whatever you want, Nick. Just don't call me late for dinner, okay?
Well, how about winner?
Yeah, call me winner because we got a couple of them lined up for this segment. So
yeah, we do indeed.
Let's get right into it.
Let's start off, shall we, with the Monday night game. It's Detroit at Green Bay. The Packers 4-1, coming off a win in Dallas. The Lions 2-1-1. They lost to the Chiefs last time out, 34-30. Although I have to say, didn't look all that bad in that loss. How do you see this one?
Should have won. Well, this line's come down, open up at 6.5 in some spots, now down to 4. And that tells us we got some money line money in play here on Detroit. I like them with the points. Won't be shocked at a outright win here. Let's be honest. Green Bay, you beat a bad Chicago team to start the year. I mean, let's be honest. I mean, the Bears look terrible. They just lost in London the Raiders. How good is that team? You come home, you beat Minnesota on a interception. Could have been a loser there. You beat Denver, I'll give you the Denver win. Philly at home carves you up. Dallas, you get 4 turnovers. That helps the cause. But other than that, Dallas was marching up and down the field. And now you're playing Matt Stafford, or call him Statford, because he just loves to put up meaningless numbers. I'm getting that team who I think could easily be 4-0. They blew a game in Arizona. They blew the game against Kansas City. I have the Packers, 4-1? They could easily be 1-4. Everybody loves Aaron Rodgers. I get it. Devontae Adams, if he's there, could be a problem for us. But this Detroit team's pretty tough. As I said, they had some bad play calling down the stretch in Arizona, cost them a win there. And the Kansas City game, they had that should have been a win for them. They just fell apart there. So, listen, you got a week off to prep for Green Bay, division rival, who's off 2 big games against Philly and Dallas. Now you're coming to play Detroit. I don't know. I like the Lions here. I like the Lions outright.
You like the Lions outright on this game. The Lions are 1-4 against the spread in their last 5 versus the NFC North. The under is 5-1 in the Lions' last 6 games following a bye week. So that's an interesting stat, Sean. But you think this is going to be a particularly high-scoring game?
Yeah, I think. Because, listen, Packers, you got a little revenge. 31-0 win last year for Detroit. Detroit's actually, I think, won 3 straight in the series now. But you're going to see some points because, listen, this Green Bay defense, you've seen them give up yardage and touchdowns to decent quarterbacks. And, listen, Matty over here in Detroit, he might not get all the accolades, but the guy puts up numbers. He's finally got a running back. He's got wide receiver and tight end options around him to spread the ball around. And this Packer defense maybe get a little pressure on him. I don't know. I like the Detroit team. You got extra rest. I think listen, people were all on the Bears and Minnesota and Green Bay. No one was talking about Detroit. And here they are, again, 2 bad play calling decisions away from being 4-0. I like them. I like them a lot. And Green Bay, I was a little down on. I'm thinking, but I get it. He's Aaron Rodgers. That's what this team is. It's Aaron Rodgers. That's it. I don't know. Forget that. I'm going team Detroit. I'm high on Detroit. Okay, maybe a little biased, but from what I've seen, you add all the Packer stuff up, and I don't think they've looked that good. I mean, I get it. To win games, you need a couple breaks and you get a couple turnovers. Give me the Lions here. I mean,
so you're souring on the Packers,
Lions.
The Lions coming into the ascendancy, so you're going to take the Lions on this one. So, all right, Deshaun.
It's gone from 6 to 4. It's gone from 6 to 4, so other people are thinking just like me here.
Yeah, it's down from 6 to 4. It has moved. So, all right, Deshaun, let's take the next one, shall we? Texans at Chiefs. Houston are 3-2, coming off a win against the Falcons. Wow, it was a 53-32 game. Deshaun Watson, the quarterback there, your namesake.
Yes, he is.
Yeah, and the Chiefs 4-1. We just spoke about them. They have a loss to the Colts, and Pat Mahomes there for the Chiefs. Ankle injury? Is he fit? What's going on there?
I don't know. I think maybe the playbook's out on Mahomes. Just seen him struggle a little bit. Man-to-man coverage. He doesn't look as sharp as putting up his Madden type numbers, and maybe that's something to do with it. Maybe it's a little Madden jinx here coming to trip him up a little bit. Listen, last week they're giving double-digit points to a playoff team. Now this line's down again. Open at 7.5. We're down to half of that now at 4. Houston's a good team. Deshaun Watson's a good quarterback. Rookie year, the guy had 19 touchdowns before he got hurt. We had like 30 last year, 26, 27 last year. He's on pace for 35 or more this season. Will Fuller would have had 5 touchdowns last week if he didn't get tripped up going in. I mean, this is a pretty good team. The problem is their head coach makes bonehead plays for the Texans. I'm leaning dog here. I like the dog. I mean, Kansas City, I'm still looking for a run game. Sammy Watkins is banged up. Maybe he'll come back to play. Shady McCoy hasn't really done much. Williams, the same thing. Let's see what happens here. It seems like they're just letting Mahomes go out there and just chuck it and let something magical happen. I don't know. I don't think that's a recipe for success in the NFL. And give me the Texans. They're playing as good as anybody right now.
Do we find out if Tyreek Hill is definitely playing or not?
He was in practice running around a little bit, so you never know. Again, this stuff's like game time decisions a lot of the time. Watkins might,
is that priced in, do you think?
Well, if he was, I don't know. I mean, if Watkins and Hill are both out, maybe the lines come down to 3 points for that, possibly. But I think that also has a lot to do with the way the Houston offense looked. I mean, we saw them open up the season against the Saints, putting up points. Last week was an insane game. So that probably has some stuff to do with it. People get that bias from what they saw the game before. It kind of zones them in. But you're looking at it's not a 1 point line drive. We're talking 3 points. So
right.
I don't know. I wish I would have jumped on it earlier, but we'll take the 4 here.
Well, the over has cashed in 4 of the Texans' last 5 on the road. Kansas City 5-2 against the spread in its last 7 versus an AFC opponent. Good advice there. Thank you, Deshaun. Let's move on to the next and final game of the segment. It's Dallas at New York Jets. Well, New Jersey Jets. I mean, let's be honest. But,
Meadowland Jets.
Yeah, Meadowland Jets. Dallas, the Cowboys, 3-2, lost 2 in a row, though, following on now from the 32-24 loss to the Packers. The Jets are... well, they're rubbish. 0-4, routed 31-6 by the Eagles on Sunday. Luke Falk, is he the backup of the backups backup? I mean, what's going on with the quarterback situation at the Jets? I mean, the Dallas are heavy favorites in this one.
Yeah, touchdown fave for Dallas. Again, here's another line. Comes down from 8. It was at 8.5 to start. Down to a touchdown. Maybe they think the Nard plays. He's up in the air right now as we're doing the show. And what are you going to have? Your third stringer in here who hasn't thrown a touchdown pass? Luke Falk? I mean, come on. One, you're going to get a real pissed-off Cowboy team in here.
Yeah.
2 losses in a row. Saints, Green Bay, 8 turnovers, 4 in each game. And what the thing was going into the Saints game, well, who they played? Well, they played teams like the Jets because they were whipping your Miamis and your Redskins and bad teams in the league. So here you go. You got a team in the Jets, possible third-string quarterback who's looked like a fifth-string quarterback behind a bad offensive line, still missing guys on defense. I mean, you got Bell. This guy needs a lot more playmakers than that probably to make him look good. And you got to feel bad for Case coming in here as a new head coach. You got a healthy team. I think this is a playoff team. You had some good parts around on both sides of the ball. And the injury bug comes in here and all hell breaks loose for the Jets. But I don't know. I like Dallas. I'll lay the touchdown. I like the under 11-3 the last 14 Cowboy games here on the road. Let's go Dallas in the under. Again, 8 turnovers last 2 games for Dallas. I'm thinking this is a team that should come out and destroy just to get back on track. I mean, Dak's looking for a $40 million contract. You got to win some games. I don't care. Even if it's the bottom feeders, you better put some wins together if you want to get a contract like that.
Yeah, that is a rather juicy contract, that no doubt. In fact, we Need to find out who's negotiating his contract and bring them in here at Picks and Parlays Radio so that we can get a similar contract. We'll speak to the Huapo who's up next, Craig Trapp. All right, very quickly, we just have like a couple minutes left. Let's get off the NFL for a minute. Want to get your take on this Astros Tampa Bay Rays game 5. Give me your thoughts very quickly. You got about a minute.
I'm taking Tampa. You got a 240, 250. I mean, it's a game 5. Anything's possible. We saw it yesterday. We saw 10 runs in the first inning of a game, and then we see a grand slam in the 10th inning. Playoff baseball, who knows what will happen. Tampa's a scrappy bunch. I mean, them and Oakland historically, these guys, no payrolls, but yet they're in the playoffs every year. Give me Tampa. You know, they got Houston, a lot of pressure on Houston right now. I know Cole's been great, but come on, man. Their backs are literally against the wall here. They're supposed to cakewalk through to the World Series, and now you're in an elimination game at home. Tampa scores a run early. You know, panic might set in there. You saw the defeat on the Dodgers when the guy gave up a home run. Kershaw gave a home run. Same thing here. Tampa gets a lucky run or two. I think the life's going to be sucked out of that entire stadium.
All right, Deshaun Higgs, always a pleasure. Love having you on, by the way. You want to get more of Sean's picks, you can get them at picksandparlays.net. There are lots of free picks, and when you're ready, you can get the expert picks there as well. Once again, go to picksandparlays.net and follow us on our social media, by the way. We're on YouTube, Facebook, Twitter, and of course, if you missed any part of this show, you can catch the show on YouTube because we do live stream it if you're listening on the radio. And also our podcast, our audio podcast is up pretty quickly after the show at the Believe Podcast Network. All right, coming up, we're going to do some more college football. It's our patented rapid fire with Craig Trapp and Tony Tellez. Be right back after this.
Now that you can get your favorite Chili's 3 for $10 meals delivered, anywhere can be your own personal Chili's. So?
Hi, welcome to my house.
Welcome to the meat lovers section of my in-laws vegan barbecue. Burgers, finally.
Welcome to my therapist's office, where it's okay to eat your feelings. And quesadillas.
Welcome to Chili's Delivery. Order online at chili's.com/delivery and get all your favorite 3 for $10 meals, like Cajun chicken pasta, delivered right to you wherever you are. At participating restaurants only. 3 for $10 not available via third-party platforms. Delivery fees apply.
Want to fly somewhere? Looking for cheap flights or cheap tickets? Then call. That's right. Call the low-cost airline travel hotline now for prices so low we can't publish them anywhere. Low-cost airlines has all kinds of cheap travel deals. Fly domestically and save up to 75%. You can even fly internationally and save even more. Yes, fly anywhere in the world and save a lot of money on your plane tickets. We'll even save you money with cheap travel deals on hotels, rental cars, even complete travel packages. So don't book your tickets until you call us first for the absolute cheapest prices on U.S. and international airline tickets and hotels. Call right now for prices so low they can't be published. Travel experts are here 24/7 to help. 800-754-4531. 800-754-4531. 800-754-4531. That's 800-754-4531. Do you use the blue pill to charge your sex life? Have you been thinking about trying the blue pill? What if we can promise you the same results for less than $3 a pill? If you're paying $20 a pill for the other pills, you're getting taken to the cleaners. Our pill delivers the exact same results for less than $3. We'll do the math for you. You'll save more than $16 a pill for the same results. Want more? We'll give you 40 blue pills or 40 yellow pills for $99 and add 4 more pills free. You save more than $500. You don't have to be a rocket scientist to know what to do next. You need to call and get your 44 pills for just $99. Stop overpaying for the other blue pills. Call us and start saving a ton of money for the exact same results. Ordering is fast and easy with your pills delivered to your door in a non-marked package. 800-223-0992. 800-223-0992. 800-223-0992. That's 800-223-0992.
Hey.
Hey, Bench, what are you doing?
I'm rubbing my Blue Emu on.
Were you ready to go fishing?
Fishing?
You said we were going fishing this morning.
I have 10 Gold Glove awards.
Here we go again.
Johnny Bench doesn't go fishing.
Yeah, I know.
Johnny Bench goes catching. Blue Emu supports healthy muscles and joints. Blue Emu. It works fast and you won't stink. Available at nationwide retailers and Amazon.
All right. Welcome back to Picks and Parlays Radio. I'm Nick Geber. Once again, my Twitter handle is, well, it's Nick Geber, just not to make it too difficult for you. This segment is one of our favorites. It's one I enjoy doing. Going to welcome to the show expert handicappers Craig Trapp and Tony Tellez. Let's do some college football rapid fire. Gentlemen, are you ready?
Ready as ever.
All right, good. Well, let's start, shall we? Let's start with South Carolina at Georgia. Georgia 5-0. Young quarterback Jake Fromm, 8 touchdowns, not a single interception. South Carolina 2-3, coming off a big win against Kentucky. I believe this is Georgia minus 24. Let's start with you, Tony. How do you see it?
Yeah, I'm going to look here at the favorite here. I'm going to lay the points, 24. You can shop around. There's some 23.5s out there. They are coming off a nice win at Tennessee last week. But look at Georgia's defense, not allowing any opponent more than 17 this year. They held down that really good offense from Notre Dame. And only 2.3 yards allowed on the ground. But you got to worry here about the Gamecocks using their freshman quarterback Ryan Helinski in down and distance situations on the road. I know he moved the ball against Alabama, but that was at home, and Alabama had a really comfortable lead. But in their only road game, the Gamecocks backup completed only 43% of his passes in a 20-point loss to Missouri. Georgia's offense is pretty good, 512 yards a game. They're rushing for nearly 7 yards a carry. Drake Fromm, 77% completion rate. I'm going to go ahead and lay the points here with Georgia.
Craig, fire away.
Well, I'm looking at the total here. I just think historically these two have played some pretty high-scoring games. In fact, 5 of the last 6 games have gone over in this head-to-head series. I just think Kirby Smart's going to let this offense go a little bit as they get a big lead, and I think they're going to show off. Jake Fromm, I think, has a really big day. I see him going for 3 or 4 touchdowns. And, I'm just not a big fan of this Muschamp defense. They've given up some kind of questionable scoring opportunities this year, really, from a defensive-minded coach. I'm kind of surprised. But we're going to take the over here. I think this one continues to trend to that over as we've seen in this head-to-head matchup series.
All right, good stuff, guys. Let's move on to the next one. A game that brings a little bile to the back of my throat because it's USC, the team I like, well, just about the least on the planet, against at Notre Dame. USC 3-2, coming off a bye week last week. Before that, though, it was 28-14 loss to Washington. Notre Dame 4-1, routed Bowling Green 52-0. Gentlemen, let's start with you, Craig. Have at it.
Well, I'm a Notre Dame fan by kind of default. Went to Catholic schools my whole life, but this is one of those that I really wonder. I think Notre Dame they've played one really good team. And I guess you could say maybe Virginia would be the second one. And really, Virginia should have covered. They played way over what I thought they could against Georgia, but I just think USC has a lot of upside here. I like Ian Book. I think he's a solid quarterback, but I don't think he's a great quarterback for Notre Dame. So I'm not going to lay double digits with him. I'm going to take USC Trojans and 10.5 here. I think USC does just enough in a loss, but a cover here against the spread.
So USC will cover, according to you, Craig Trapp. How about you, Tony Tellez? Are they going to cover or what?
I'm going to butt heads here with Craig. I'm going to lay the points here with Notre Dame, 10.5. They crushed them 2 years ago at home, 49-14. I just like Notre Dame's defense. They held Georgia down in points. So it's a 23. I thought that was pretty good. And holding teams to 332 yards a game. But I'm not really that impressed with this USC defense. Pushed around by Washington on the road, losing by 14. I would say Notre Dame a little better offensive team than those Huskies. And they lose on the road to, I'd say, about an average BYU team in overtime. They're giving up 175 yards rushing. We know one thing I like about Notre Dame here is their balance. 5.2 yards on the ground. They're throwing for 66% completion rate, so it's balanced. Keep USC off balance defensively with Ian Book. I'm going to lay the points with the Irish.
So you are laying the points with the Irish. You have to choose between these two great handicappers because we've got conflicting opinions here, but that's the way we like it. Let's move along, shall we, to the Red River Shootout, one of my favorite names for, as we would call it in Europe. It's a sort of a derby match here, the Red River Shootout, Oklahoma at Texas. Oklahoma 5-0, the Texas 4-1. Can the Texas defense, though, can they handle Jalen Hurts? What's going on here? Let's start with you, Tony. Tony.
All right. I like this game a lot, Nick. But, this is my best play. You get it right now over at picksandparlays.net. So check out the website for my against spread winner here from Oklahoma and Texas.
Oh, that's it. It's a teaser. Like it. All right, Craig, no teasing. Give us the action.
Well, when you get double digits in a what I think looks like a coin flip type game. I mean, Oklahoma has ran up the score against some pretty bad opponents so far. Texas, their loss to LSU, can't really blame that. I mean, they played pretty well on offense. To just LSU is just on a roll right now with Joe Burrow. But I think you got to take the points. Remember, last year in the Red River Shootout, Texas won outright as a underdog. Texas won 48-45 in a shootout, and then in the Big 12 championship game, they lost 39-27. So I think you take the points here with the 16. Either one of those past performances obviously would get the money here. Actually, I said 16. It's actually, I think, 10.5 here. But we're going to take Texas and the points. I think this is a much closer game than this line suggests.
And this is 75.5, right? That's the total on this one?
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Well, there you have it. If you want Tony's, though, you got to go get his expert picks at picksandparlays.net. So when we're done here, you can do that. All right. Let's move along. Alabama at Texas A&M. Alabama gave up 31 points against Ole Miss. They are 5-0, though. Texas A&M, the Aggies, are 3-2. They won the last game out against the Razorbacks. Let's see. Who did we start with last time? Craig. Let's be fair. Oh, no. It was Tony last time. Let's go down to Craig.
Well, I've actually covered this one. If you go over to YouTube, you can actually get the full breakdown, but I'll make it really quick and then let Tony take over. I like the under here. I just think Bama gave up all those points last week. That is exactly what Nick Saban would like, even when he gets a win. Now it's a teaching point. I think you're going to see a much better defense. Texas A&M at home, I think they'll bring their defense as well. Let's take the under 61 here.
Under 61 it is. And Mr. Tellez.
Yeah, you made the point right off the bat there, Nick. Nick Saban does not like giving up 31 points to anybody, especially Ole Miss, who has been a nemesis of his. But I'm going to go ahead and lay the 17 with Alabama because I like the quarterback play from Tua, 77%, over 70% completion rate. One thing when I've seen these games in the past, it just looks to me that Texas A&M just does not match the size of Alabama. And I know we've seen A&M in some really tough games here against Clemson and Auburn, and I didn't like the way they looked against Auburn, especially handling that run game. And you got a more balanced offense here from Alabama. I'm going to go ahead and lay the points in this one.
You're going to lay the points. Well, let's have a look. The over is 3-0-1 for Alabama in their last 4 conference games, and the Aggies 11-3 against the spread in their last 14 home games. So a little bit of food for thought there. So eat up. And go over to picksandparlays.net and get all of our free picks and expert picks. It's all there for you. Let's move on to the next game. It's Penn State at Iowa. Penn State are 5-0, but have they played anyone that good? That's the question. Is this going to be the first real test on the season for Sean Clifford? Iowa 4-1, coming off a loss to Michigan. They're averaging 33.5 points a game, though. Let's start with Tony T.
All right, Nick, I'm going to go ahead and take the points here with Iowa plus 3.5. It's a real low total here. I'm seeing 42, but this is a spot where Iowa thrives in home, in prime time. We've seen this program step up with huge efforts. I was impressed with their defense last week, holding the Wolverines to only 10 points. But, Penn State really steps up in class here. This will be the best defense they've seen, in their highest profile game. They only got past Pitt by 7 at home. And, of course, you got to respect that win by Iowa on the road against a rival in Iowa State. Of course, Penn State entering the season not very experienced here. They're going to go into a hostile road environment here. Hawkeyes here take the points.
All right, Hawkeyes take the points. Craig, is that how you see it?
Well, actually, this is my Big Ten game of the week. I really like this one. You can get it for $37.99 at picksandparlays.net. I think this one's going to be an easy winner. Also, don't forget, if you haven't done so all weekend long, we've got a big sale, $50 off our 2-for-1 expert sale. So go underneath the premium picks, drop down there and click 2-for-1. Get a 7-day pass for just $179. That's $50 off the regular price.
Wow, that's a great deal, Craig. And if you're planning on placing a few wagers this weekend, you always want to give yourself the best information you possibly can, and there's no better place than picksandparlays.net. All right, let's go. Next up, Michigan State at Wisconsin. Michigan State 4-2. They're struggling defensively, definitely. Wisconsin, though, 5-0, unbeaten, coming off of 48-0. Shall we say 48-0, just to make everyone feel good? Rout of Kent State. Let's start with you. I believe the points total's 41 on this one. Tony, you go first.
All right, I'm going to go ahead and take the points here with Michigan State plus 10.5. One thing Michigan State does is they do defend the run very well, and that's a strength of Wisconsin. And they really had issues getting points on Northwestern, scoring only 24. If you just key their running back Taylor, I think that's what Michigan State's game plan will be, enforcing the pass. And not quite sure if they can get the job done vertically here on this Michigan State defense. Of course, Wisconsin, a really run-heavy team. 46 times a game they throw on average, 25 passing. Expect a lot of down and distance on third down, and that plays right in the hands of this Michigan State defense. You know, when we saw Northwestern with an ineffective backup quarterback push across 15 on the Badgers, well, let's face it. You know, Wisconsin, they don't possess the speed of the Buckeyes here. I think the Spartans can play with them, keep it close. I'll take the points here, Michigan State plus 10.5.
All right, awesome stuff. Let's go, Craig.
Well, I think this one is right where it should be, that line. I mean, I always try to set the lines myself, and then I look and see where they end up. And I thought this one should be right at 10. We see it 10, 10.5, depending on where you look at it. I just think this one you have to look to the total. I think it's a much safer play. I think it's a way lower scoring game. Even a low total here listed at 41. I think this one goes well under the total. I think Michigan State, if they're going to win, they have to win ugly at Wisconsin. And I think they will stack the box, stop that run, and I think that will keep this game very low scoring. Let's take the under 41, Michigan State at Wisconsin.
All right, Craig will take the under. All right, next game. This is a game of two top 10 teams. Florida at LSU. Florida a 6-0, coming off a 24-13 victory against Auburn, and LSU coming off a 42-6 routing almost. It's even worse than a routing of Utah State. Gentlemen, let's start with you, Craig Trapp.
Well, a heck of a game in the SEC here. Of course, LSU has been super impressive this year, of course, known for their defense in years past. But Coach Orgeron, of course, made the change, and now a much more wide open offense. Joe Burrow has been amazing. Nobody's really talking about him for a Heisman. I think he definitely should be in the top 5 for a Heisman, because without him, I mean, they would have lost to Texas for sure. I think this is a high-scoring game, much higher than the totals even suggested, 55.5, which who would think Florida and LSU would be high-scoring. But I'm going to take Florida here at 13.5. As good as LSU has been, their defense has been on the field so much, and they've been giving up points. So let's take Florida, almost 2 touchdowns. Let's take the Florida Gators as the underdog here in SEC action.
All right, Tony Tellez, you've got 45 seconds. Go.
All right, button heads here with Craig. Going to go ahead and lay the points here. LSU minus 13. It's a tough spot here for Florida, coming off a physical test against Auburn at home. It's an emotional victory. Now they're going on the road to face LSU, who I think is the best team in college football. LSU is home. The site matters. Joe Burrow and company get the job done. Accurate passer, 78% completion rate, 22 touchdowns, 3 picks. And, of course, Florida, a backup QB here in this spot. I'm going to go ahead and lay the points here with LSU.
All right, so Tony, you're going to lay the points with LSU. All right, folks, if you missed any part of these picks, we will, of course, recap them in the next segment. Want to thank our expert handicappers, Craig Trapp and Tony Tellez, and just remind everybody that we've got loads of free picks from both Tony and Craig and Sean, who you saw earlier, and Chip Chirimbes, and all of our expert stable of quality handicappers. You can find them all at picksandparlays.net. All right, we're going to step aside, take a break, gather our thoughts. When we come back, I will give you a recap of every one of the picks we've had for the whole hour. So stay tuned. Be right back after this.
For Craftmatic today than we did 20 years ago.
If you're still searching for the perfect solution to a good night's sleep, call now for prices and free information on today's Craftmatic adjustable beds. And then decide when you see how little they cost. Rated #1 by consumers nationwide on consumeraffairs.com. Craftmatic beds come in all mattress types, including cool gel memory foam for up to 50% less than today's leading memory foam brand. Enjoy temporary relief of low back pain, poor circulation, nighttime heartburn, mild arthritis. You'll sleep better in a Craftmatic adjustable bed. So if you're still searching for the perfect solution to a good night's sleep, call now for prices and information. And then decide when you see how little they cost. Discover Craftmatic for less, up to 50% less than today's leading memory foam brand.
Call 1-800-371-9608. That's 1-800-371-9608. Call 1-800-371-9608. Call now.
Attention business owners, now is the perfect time to start saving money on your cable TV bill for your business. We can give you packages with up to 90 great channels and save your business a ton of cash. And if you call right now, you can learn how to get free equipment and free installation. Now you have choices. It's time to start saving money on your cable TV bill for your business. And call today and get 90 channels plus free equipment and free installation. Smart business owners like you all across the country are consolidating and saving money on their cable TV, internet, and phone service for the business. So now's the perfect time. This may be a limited time offer to the first 100 people that call right now. So please save money and call now.
800-470-7113. 800-470-7113. 800-470-7113. That's 800-470-7113.
Hey, travelers, do you want to save money on your next flight? Then pick up the phone and call. That's right, call, because the best prices are not online. They're with SmartFares. See, SmartFares has special deals with the airlines. When they have unsold seats, they use SmartFares to fill them. So you get airline tickets at ridiculously low prices. Our prices are too low to publish online. With the extra money you'll save, you can book another trip, or treat yourself to dinner or shopping. So stop searching all of those travel sites to find the lowest price on your next flight. Let one of our SmartFares expert travel agents find ridiculously low prices for you. Call SmartFares today and get the best price on your next flight. Guaranteed. Also, save up to 50% off business and first-class tickets.
855-325-1780. 855-325-1780. That's 855-325-1780.
All right, welcome back to the show. Just a reminder, we're with you each and every weekday. I would say week afternoon. If you're on the East Coast, it's 4 p.m. Eastern, it's 1 p.m. Pacific on the Sports Byline Broadcast Network. That's Monday through Friday. We like to give you all the sports betting talk you need, as well as loads of free picks. Speaking of which, we had an absolute plethora of them today. So let's recap what our expert handicappers advised you to do today. Let's start with Chip Chirimbes with the baseball, Rays at Astros. He said, take the Rays, plus 262. And he had some college football picks. He said, for Hawaii at Boise State, take the over 60.5. And Utah at Oregon State, take Oregon State plus 14. Then we had Deshaun Higgs with his NFL picks. Texans at Chiefs, take the Texans plus 4. Cowboys at Jets, we were taking the Cowboys minus 7. And the Lions at Packers, take the Lions plus 4. Then we had our patented college football rapid fire, Craig Trapp. Here are his picks. We had Oklahoma at Texas, take Texas plus 16. Michigan State at Wisconsin, take the under 41. USC Notre Dame, take USC plus 10.5. And Penn State at Iowa, well, that's his Big Ten game of the week. Got to get it at picksandparlays.net. Tony T's college football picks. Michigan State at Wisconsin, take Michigan State plus 10.5. Penn State at Iowa, take Iowa plus 3.5. And USC and Notre Dame, take Notre Dame, the favorites, at minus 10.5. Those are our picks for the day. Just a reminder, you can find us on picksandparlays.net. We're also on YouTube, we're on Facebook, we're on Twitter. We're really everywhere you want to be. And we're here Monday through Friday, 4 p.m. Eastern, 1 p.m. Pacific. Once again, I'm Nick Gieber. You can find me on Twitter at Nick Gieber. I'll be back with you tomorrow. We're going to have our NFL Rapid Fire. If you are worried about missing that, that is going to be tomorrow. Until then, have an absolutely great evening. Enjoy the sports betting. Bet responsibly. And remember, bet, win, repeat.